Good morning, everybody. You got Vernon Watson here on another edition of Pensacola Wants to Know. This morning, y'all, I got a particular special guest. I have a neighbor over in Santa Rosa County. I have with me this morning is Dr. Lester Jones. Dr. Jones, good morning. How are you this morning?
No, good morning, and hope things are well for you as well.
Everything is well. Everything is well. Welcome to Pensacola Wants to Know. And I understand that it is this time of year, the annual NAACP Banquet in Santa Rosa County.
Yes, the annual Freedom Fund Banquet is an activity that we do annually, primarily to raise funds, but also to help people to understand and to know about some of the things that the branch is trying to do within the county. So it serves two functions: to raise money so that we can do what we need to do, but also to inform those who attend the banquet of things that are happening.
Absolutely, absolutely. Before we get into all of the banquet information, let's talk about the Santa Rosa County NAACP and how long it's been around, the history of it, and so forth. Okay, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit of history of it.
Well, actually, the first attempt at starting the branch here in Santa Rosa County happened way back in 1940. But of course, things didn't last. And so it was 1989 when the branch was truly established. And so it has been functioning here in Santa Rosa County since 1989. Um, and has been involved in, a number of things. Matter of fact, one of the first real success stories we have was a mural that hung in the post office that was somewhat derogatory as it relates to African Americans, but because of the branch actions, it was removed. And so, the branch gets involved and try to do that which is helpful, not just for African Americans, but for all people.
Yeah. Wow. So talk to me about that mirror. What was the deal with that?
Well, it was the representation of kind of the slave African American, just the painting itself. It didn't present African Americans in a very good light.
Oh,
It's a continuous reminder of what was rather than what we are, today.
mm-hmm.
And so the people at that time just did not think it served, the purpose or represented, people the way it should have. So, um, yeah, it worked to have it removed. And and to my knowledge, it didn't appear just in one post office, but it was in several. But in any case, it was removed from all.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now, you said they started the branch in 1989.
That's correct.
Okay. Very good.
1989. And of course, Mr. Hodrick, Wayne Hodrick, was
Yeah,
the first
Wayne.
president. Matter of fact, he served for 20 plus years, matter of fact. Yeah, so he got things started.
Okay. Very good. Very good. I tell you what. Um, I know Wayne. He's a good man. So, uh, you are the current president of the branch right now. Am I correct?
That is correct. Of course, I served as the branch secretary for about 8 years.
Uh huh.
Uh, was elected back here in November to serve as president. So my term started in January, and I'm served for 2 years.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Now the annual banquet itself. Okay. How long y'all been doing this banquet?
Well, the banquet is something that has been happening really since the start of the branch. I mean, each branch of the NAACP sponsor something similar to an annual Freedom Fund banquet.
Right.
They may, take on different events, may appear to be different or what have you, but the purpose is the same, and that is to raise funds to make sure that the budget would allow us to do the things that need to be done, but also to inform the public of the branch actions, whether it's successes or failures,
Okay.
to keep everyone informed of what is happening. So yes, and of course we have several branches, here in the Panhandle, stretching from Tallahassee all the way to, well, I guess you would say Okaloosa County, those areas, and we
Mm-hmm.
try to support each other as well. So we attend others, and we can see some of the differences in the appearance of the banquet, but like I said, the purpose remained to be the same.
Right. Okay. Well, very good. Now, one of the interesting things that I find about the NAACP, and one of the slogans that they have, you're already a member, just pay your dues. Okay. That's one of the things I've been told over the years. But um, what I find absolutely amazing, Dr. Jones, is that the cost of the membership has never risen. That's the
Well, it's kind of interesting that you would say that at this particular time because they are going to make a change come January 2026. And
okay.
you're right. It's been $30 for an annual adult membership for a long, long time. But come January 26th, it's going to be increased to $50. So
Okay.
we are encouraging people, at this point, that if you're already a member or you looking to become a member, that if you register, before January 1, 2026, you still can pay the $30, and that gives you a whole nother year before you have to pay the 50.
Right.
We also have, life membership, and one of the more reasonable one is what we call the silver life.
Uh huh.
It's $750, and you
Mm-hmm.
do have 10 years to pay that. And that's at least $75 a year.
Hmm.
So even that now, that's going to increase from 750 to 1,000 come January 2026. But if you start before 1 January 2026, you still can get in on the $750 membership fee,
Mm-hmm.
even if it takes you 10 years to pay it.
But though, Doc, I tell you, it's way worth it. It's even at that cost, that's still a modest membership, and I think everybody should be a member of the NAACP, and yes, folks don't understand the history of the NAACP and how much impact it has had over this country over the years, and if I'm not mistaken, it started back in Seneca, New York in 1909 in somebody's basement. So uh, people,
No,
yeah. So you need to understand the history of it and why it was developed. And you know what? When we're coming in full circle, Dr. Jones, we actually coming in full circles because same thing they faced back in 1909. Look like we're facing the same things again, but it's not 2.0, but at least 3.0 right now. It's just a lot more sophisticated and under this administration a lot more open.
no, but the one thing that I will point out, since you went back to 1909, even now, um, many of us think that NAACP is only for African Americans.
Yeah.
Uh, but anyone. white, black, brown, whatever, and red or blue, can be members and should be members
Right.
of the NAACP. Matter of fact, back in 1909, at the first organizing meeting, there was only 3 African Americans present
Yeah.
at that meeting. The rest was all of another persuasion, white, or what have you. So the point I would make, we didn't get to where we are by ourselves. There was others who helped. And if we're going to continue to progress and to advance and really make a difference, it's going to take more than just African Americans to make that happen.
That is so true. That is so true. Um, Now, how do one become a member of the NAACP in at the Santa Rosa branch?
Well, we do have a website. Um, you can go to the website and it can guide you there on how to become a member. You can pay online. Um, you know, now you're $30 or whatever, and of course we would get the notice, and then you become a member. Now we do have meetings, each month. So we have an executive committee meeting, and then we have a general membership meeting, where all of the people that are members are invited to attend those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't want to do it online, you can always call. I think there's a number online that you can give us a call, or you can send your money, your check, or whatever directly to PO Box 17 here in Milton, and we would get it and get you registered that way as well. Now, one of the things that we are doing now, the executive committee, the branch has agreed to establish an office. And so that should be up and running by mid-month, this month. And we're going to publish hours. So if people wanted to come in to talk, or they wanted to come into the office to register as members, they'll be able to do that. And so we can, see your face to face. That's probably would be the easiest way, to make that happen. So
Mm-hmm.
we're looking forward to that, and that feels like progress to us as well.
Wow. Okay. All right. And then only thing they need to do is what's I guess a good number for them to give them a call for them to do that, to reach somebody over at the unit.
Yeah, well, at this point, and this will change, but I give my mobile number, which is 703
Mm-hmm.
283 3647. And you can get that number a call. Of course, if I don't answer at the particular time you call, leave a message, and I will get back to you in a reasonable amount of time.
Okay. All right. So you're appealing to the members. Anybody want to become a member, and it's a great time to become a member now, since you got an incentive. You can save a little bit of discount on your membership fees, which is peanuts. So
Absolutely.
yeah, but
And
I'm glad you mentioned that. I often wondered, why haven't they raised the fees and much money that it costs to operate uh, programs for the NAACP, and they hadn't raised the membership until 2026. I've always been amazed by that. Yeah.
I think the reason why they have tried to keep it, at 30, is because they don't want the fee to be a reason why people do not become members, right?
Right.
They don't want it to be a financial burden for someone to become a member
Mm-hmm.
of the NAACP. But as you're saying, though, I mean, everything is up now, and it costs to do almost anything. And so they have found it necessary. And when I said they, national, the board of directors, necessary now to raise it. And it still is it's a modest amount
Yeah.
that they are even raising that. So it still should not be unreasonable.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about the annual Freedom Fund banquet. And freedom is not free, is that they would say that it isn't. But the annual Freedom Fund banquet that you hold every year, that is so important because that is one of your major fundraisers. Am I correct? Do you want to
That
address
is
that?
correct. That is correct. Matter of fact, for many of the branches, and include this branch, pretty much it has been the only fundraiser.
Hmm.
And there may be others. Now as expenses increase, we may have to do other things. But again, if we can increase our membership, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we can increase if membership continue to grow, uh, just the membership registration fees and stuff would almost be sufficient to support the budget of the branch. And of course, then with the additional help and support from the Freedom Fund Banquet, that makes a real difference. The other thing too, even with the Freedom Fund Banquet, without sponsorships, uh, just you know, just money from the tickets is
Mm-hmm.
not sufficient, right? And so we are grateful for the sponsorships that we get as well. Of and sponsorship can be, via ads for the souvenir booklet
Mm-hmm.
or just outright, sponsors ships. I think the highest one that we have is like for $1,000 or what have you, and of course that gets you a certain number of tickets plus a spot in the souvenir booklet.
Right.
Uh, so we're grateful. And I just mentioned one. I think I'll be safe in doing that. But FPL, these last few years have been very supportive
Yeah.
of the branch.
And that's a good thing because without the corporate sponsorship, sometimes it becomes very difficult to raise money. So uh, let's go over there. If you want to be a member, how you can support the NAACP and the Santa Rosa County branch. Number one, you can become a member. $30
Right.
for right now. Okay.
Correct. Correct.
So you for 1 year membership, $30. You're gonna price going up in January of 2026. It's gonna be $50 in 2026. But that first thing
That's
you can do is and then you could donate your monies to if you got for the cause of NAACP, and I'm sure
absolutely
there's means and method of getting that money. By you can do cash check, money order, probably PayPal, Cash App, whatever. However they accept money. You can tell me how they accept it, but you can donate to the cause, and also you can sponsor it. You can be an individual sponsor if you wanted to,
right.
or you can, if you a business or company, you can have a corporate sponsorship, and you have many levels of sponsorships as well as many levels of membership. Like I said, you can be a gold member, silver member. You can be a just individual member, life member, and that kind of thing. And also, there's um, many other things you can do, like volunteer your time. You can volunteer your time to help. And of course, another fundraising method, if you will, is just like you said, Dr. Jones, is that you can buy one way of supporting it because you have a souvenir book every year, and you can certainly
Correct.
buy ads in that souvenir book, a quarter page, a half a page, a full page. Do you have any prices on those right now? Did you care to share for the souvenir booklet?
Wait a
And if
minute.
they wanted to do it, how and just contact you to do that?
Yeah, a full page is $100,
Okay.
$100. Half page is like 50, and I think a quarter page is like $25.
Okay.
Of course, we encourage at least a half page, and I mean with $100 amount is the full page is ideal.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
and you know, I will add this, Mr. Watson. You know, donations and any amount of donation besides the membership fee always help. And on our website, there is an area there that you know a person can go on and they want to make a donation, they can make it online.
Mm-hmm.
They can also send the donations to the PO box, and hopefully in a few days, you know, if you want to come to the office and leave a donation, you'll be able to do that. But the branch only operates off of you know donations, sponsorships, and the fees we get from membership.
Right.
It's all volunteer, right? We don't have any paid staff. Nobody get paid at the branch level. Um, Now, I say that now it is possible, depending upon the size of the branch. A branch could have something like an executive director or you know other staff, but the executive committee members, the members as whole, and the majority of the folks that works within the NAACP, I mean, even the board of directors at the national level do not get those individuals do not get paid. So
Mm.
it is an all volunteer organization. And so, yes, we say we want you to be a member, and all you need to do is pay your dues. But you know, if members are not active in the
Yeah.
branch is not visible. The branch is not working. And so we need people to serve on committees as well, because National will tell you that's where the work is done in the committees. And
Okay.
so we do encourage people to work on committees.
All right. Let's talk about the this year's uh, annual banquet. Tell us the 5W. What, where, when, and how, and who.
Okay, so the banquet is going to take place on the 23rd of August, and that starts at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's going to be located at the Clyde L. Gracie Community Center, which is located at 5629 Broad Street here in Milton.
Mm-hmm.
So normally, you know, it lasts around, you know, maybe 2.5 hours. So it's not, you know, too long at the night. But we also have for our speaker this time is Dr. Benjamin, who is the deputy superintendent for the Escambia public schools.
Right.
Uh,
Okay.
and so, you know, that way we will no doubt learn, you know, how the school system is working, or maybe some of the challenges or successes there.
Yeah.
But the NAACP is always looking and kind of investigating and trying to be attuned to what is happening in the community, so that we would know if there are some areas that we need to
All
work
right.
on.
Now, before we go now, they can go online. They can go to the event. Tell them how to go on the event. How do they get the tickets?
Well, again, they can go online,
Mm-hmm.
NAACP5094.com, which is a website,
Mm-hmm.
and go to upcoming current events. That's a menu item. I think I have that right. And the annual Freedom Fund banquet is going to be listed there. Click on there, and it will take you to the area where you can purchase your tickets.
Okay.
Um, and like I say, you know, if you're not comfortable in submitting, purchasing your ticket online, you can always call that number that I gave earlier, 703-283-3647. and we can arrange with you that way as well to get your tickets.
Okay. All right. Now, how much are the tickets this year?
They're $50. Uh, and they've been $50 too for some time now. You look at some of the other areas, the branches, they are now $60, $65, and some may be even higher depending upon where the branch is located. But again, we'll work to try to keep ours at $50 to entice and ensure that the majority of the people are able to attend.
All right. Now, if folks want more information, they can give you a call, right? At this number,
That is correct.
703 283 3647. Am I correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, let's talk about the location where the community center, again, the address for the community center and everything that can show up and what time this on August 23rd just give us the location again, if you will.
Yeah. So that address is 5629. That's Byrom Street,
Mm-hmm.
Milton, Florida. And I'm probably it's over near the Rose Elementary School, which is off of Sanders Street as well. So yeah, it's kind of it's not downtown Milton, but
Is
it is
it that right past Milton? You go on Stewart Street, right past Milton High School, and is it over there on the right hand side, past that, right before you get to the elementary school, right?
Well, no. If you're coming off of Stewart Street, you're going to pass the elementary school
Right.
to get to the community center.
Okay. Right.
But the community center is on one side of the street and the school is on the other.
Gotcha.
So they're right there together, really.
Okay. All righty.
Yeah.
Well, this about wraps up our time. You got anything that you want to tell everybody in the next 30 seconds?
Well, no. First of all, thank you, Mr. Watson, for taking this time with us and giving us this opportunity. But the branch is on a goal, is on a mission to get our youth active. And of course, in order to get our youth active, we need more of our adults also active. So we're hoping that we'll get more members and that we'll get our youth, set up and active before this year ends.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Doctor, for coming on and letting everybody know about the 2025 Santa Rosa County annual fundraising banquet. Folks, go ahead and get your tickets now. Give them a call. Do whatever you need to do. Support the organization that support you, and that is the NAACP. So, Dr. Jones, thank you again. And folks, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again on another edition of Pensacola Wants to Know.
No, thank you.